Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 41. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC, and I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and buyandsellDVC.com.
Today is November 17th. Hopefully all your Halloween candy has been eaten. You're ready for, you got about 8 days to prepare for Thanksgiving.
I donated most of my candy to the school. The teachers wanted it for gifts. I didn't want it in the house.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm not dealing with that. It'd be bad, really bad.
11 months from today is October 17th. 7 months from today is June 17th. And I say, consume your candy yourself. And don't forget, we're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
YouTube.
YouTube. Oh, yes, of course. And again, all those are in the links below. Yep. And today we're going to start with the resale side. So, you know, a lot of times we get into this and it's, you think everyone knows everything about DVC, but of course there's new people that get exposed to DVC all the time. Mm. So, in the beginning, people are, they say, well, what can I get with 100 points? What can I get with 200 points? What can I get with 300 points? What can I get with 400 points? So unfortunately, to answer that question on the phone or in an email, it's not really a question that you can answer in a condensed version because you have all these different resorts, you have all these different size villas, and you have 365 different days that you can check in and check out. So I do recommend, if you're asking that question, if you go on the buyandsellDVC.com website and you're on your desktop and you go under buying, it says point calculator. So if you click on point calculator, and this goes all the way until the end of 2022.
Correct. Yep. As of right now, the new points are supposed to possibly be coming in. I believe they just came out, so they should be going on the website very soon. They'll be there quickly.
But you can check, far in advance. So I put in March 5th to March 11th, 2022, and then you click the apply button, and you can look at every single DVC resort and every single villa option, and you can see what the point total is for each thing. So if someone says, well, what does 100 points get me? Well, if I scroll down and look at Old Key West, and I want to stay in the studio. So this was, again, 3/5 to 3/11, Old Key West studio.
6 nights. All right.
It says 94 points. So if you say, well,
this is spring break season, so this is a little bit of a higher point season.
Correct.
Too. So,
and then like a Saratoga Springs 1 bedroom is 191 points. That gives you a little idea on if you own 200 points. Yeah. And then if you're looking at the 300 point option, let's see, what was the guys? This is fun times here. So a 2 bedroom at Beach Club, 6 nights, nice. 295 points. And let's see, Bay Lake Tower, 2 bedroom, theme park view, 401 points. So if you own a 400 point deed, you just have to borrow the 1 point.
And that's a 2 bedroom that sleeps up to 9 plus an infant. Plus you've got the theme park view. That's a view of the fireworks, a view of the castle. Really, really nice rooms. I mean, obviously the lesser views would be even less amounts, but for 400 points, that's a really nice room to have.
But when and what I'm trying to show you is that there's just so many factors, and there's not one 30-second answer I can give you when someone says, well, what can I get with 100 points? Because number one, every family vacations a different time of the year. Every family is a different size, and some people with a family of 3 want to stay in a studio, and some people with a family of 3 want to stay in a 2 bedroom. Yeah. So if you use this tab though, you can sit here and, if it's you yourself that wants to check it out, or if it's your family, whatever the case may be, you can plug in different dates. And if you just want to look at Boulder Ridge, you can just click Boulder Ridge. If you want to look at all the resorts, you can look at all the resorts. But you can scroll down, and you have to remember that these resorts are not created equal. So, for example, if I say for these same 6 nights, Bay Lake Tower Standard View Deluxe Studio, it's 117 points. And if you remember the Old Key West Standard Studio, 94 points. So, it's not a studio across the board are always the same points. Yeah. So let's do Animal Kingdom, Savannah View. What do we want to do? Studio?
I like studios always.
Okay. So Animal Kingdom, Savannah View for those 6 nights is 117 points.
Okay. That's an upgraded view. Walk on your balcony and there's giraffes and zebra and stuff, walking down below, trying to steal your bagel in the morning.
So let's just check Bay Lake Tower Studio Lakeview. Mm-hmm. It's going to be 129 points. If you want the theme park view, it's 159 points. And if you want the standard view, it's the same 117 points.
Yeah.
So, and plus, let's say you're already a DVC member, and it's just another way that you can say, well, how do we want to use our points next year? I mean, it's a good use to plan out future trips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to need, and then you can get your spreadsheets out and say, well, let's use this amount of points in 2022, bank these points, and then let's go here, and then let's do here, and then...
Yeah, there's a lot of planning and moving parts when you're a DVC member trying to schedule stuff in advance. But, we get it all the time on the rental side. Somebody will contact me and they'll say, well, what does 5 nights at Disney cost? Like, it varies so much between resort time of year and everything that it's just, there's no easy answer to this stuff. It's one of those things that both sites have point calculators. Go into the point calculator, play around with some dates. If you think about becoming a DVC member and you're trying to figure out how many points you think your family's going to need, this is a great tool to use because you can try to figure out what type of contract you want to buy.
And that's the other thing is I'm not 100% sure when I say the DVC Dash Rental site, but if you use this buy and sell DVC site and you can plug in these dates and then you can just take the cost times.
Oh, on the DVC rental site, there's a little tab to toggle between the two. So you put in your dates, it'll show you how many points are used, and there's a little button that you can go between points and dollar amounts. So you click on dollar amounts, and it automatically calculates every single room for you. So
perfect.
You don't have to even do a calculations yourself, but just toggle between the 2 buttons.
And we're still teaching kids math, but apparently DVC Dash Rental's got it all done for them. So that sounds good. So, I just want to say that if you're trying to figure out, and I also wouldn't stress about how many points to buy in. That's just me. If you buy too few many points, you can always buy more points later.
That's what we did.
If you buy too many points, well, DVC Dash Rental can always help you run them out.
And a lot of people purposely buy extra points so that way they can rent out the points, get the money for them, and now cover the maintenance fees for their entire trip. So a lot of times they'll take one Disney vacation themselves, rent out the rest of their points, and it covers all the maintenance fees. So essentially they're getting pretty much a free Disney trip every year.
But I guess I would say if if you're trying to stay 5 nights at the beach club in the studio for a certain time of year, I would try and buy at least that many points so you can get what you want to get. But
I always figure it's good to have like a 10% buffer. Like if you think you're going to need 100 points, maybe try to buy 110 or something like that. That way, in case Disney does make any small changes or you have to switch seasons a little bit, you've got a buffer to help protect yourself. And again, you can always bank those points or rent them out yourself. So it's always good to have a little more because you don't really want to be short every year. It can be more of a pain in the butt.
So just remember, buy and sell, DVC.com, under buying tab, you want to go to points calculator. You can plug in all your check-in, check-out dates, and you can see the point totals for the different resorts along with the resort options.
Yeah, and on your mobile phone, on the top left, there'll be a little button that says it'll be the little menu button. You just move click on the little menu thing, and the little drop down will open up buyers, sellers, and stuff. So you access it that way on your mobile phone.
And now we're on to the food review of the week. Let's see where Scott's going this week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
Well, I teased last week that we're gonna go back to Satu'li Canteen, which is again at Disney's Animal Kingdom, the resort, the park. And I was gonna get you something a little bit better. Because last week was the chocolate cake. And I find it odd they just call it just chocolate cake. There's nothing fun about it, just chocolate cake.
There was banana on it.
There was, but doesn't even mention that, and you didn't even know about it. But this one is the blueberry cream cheese mousse. So it's a blueberry cream cheese mousse with passion fruit curd. It looks bizarre. You'll see the picture. And the consistency is a little gelatinous / weird because it's not like a regular cheesecake that's like creamy. It's just a little gelatinous. It's just an odd texture, but the flavoring is really nice on it. And it goes beautifully with the theming of the restaurant and the theming of Pandora. It's like this bright blue. It looks like something alien from a different planet, which is what they're going for. And it tastes pretty darn good. I'm very happy with it. I give this a very strong 7.4. I would definitely get this again. This one happened to be thrown in for free as well because again, there were a couple issues with the order. So we ended up getting 2 desserts for free, which was really, really nice of Disney. You know, Disney always has the best customer service out there.
He's getting free food.
I'm getting free food.
That's 2 in a row.
This is why I'm putting on weight. I get
This
free
is why
food.
he gave away his candy.
This is why I gave away the candy, or else I'd be just ballooning up at this point. Because I'm going, do I want to sit there and eat the Snickers, or do I want to eat the freaky cheesecake? And I'll take freaky cheesecake. But this is really good. 7.4, blueberry cream cheese mousse. Definitely got to try it out next time you're in Animal Kingdom.
Wait, what was the score? Did you say
7.4.
7.4. Yes. Nice. Now, it's Scott again, I think, talking about the rental side. Remember, the rental side is DVC Dash Rental. Remember the dash to save the cash. And really, I think what we need to do for 2022 is we need to invest, I think, in some type of banner back here. So you can see DVC Dash Rental.
We do have those banners. We could possibly use those, but
maybe. I don't know if that's but anyway, I was just thinking that. So you can, because you know, when you see the Scott and the food review, you want to think DVC Dash Rental back here.
we have a big green screen and we do the food of the week. There's like dancing donuts behind me or something like that. All right, but for this, we want to talk about first some of the rental payments.
Yeah, because I just want to say, because on the resale side, some people, they say, well, I'm thinking about renting a couple nights. How does the payment work? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we've discussed this. It's been a long time, I think. Because we're up to episode 41, so that might be episode 2 or something.
Yeah, if we did, it was way early on, I would think. So yeah, when you're looking to rent points, when you go to pay us, the deposit is always with PayPal / credit card. So it's always going to be with the credit card. When you rate a book, there's a $200 deposit, which goes towards the total for your room. It's not an additional fee. Once we secure the reservation for you, the remaining balance is due. It's typically due within 7 days. If it happens to be a confirmed reservation that's coming up quickly, it may be due within like a day or two. Obviously, if you're going to stay, 3 days from now, we can't have you pay a week from now. But it's due within 7 days because we have to send the DVC member their first payment as well. So the way you can pay us at the end, you can pay us with a check, credit card, PayPal, PayPal's friends and family option, or you can even use Zelle, which is a bank-to-bank transfer. The prices on our website already include the 4% fee that PayPal / the credit card companies charge. So if you pay with one of the options that is not a credit card, it'll be 4% cheaper than what's been advertised as well, which is really nice. As the DVC member, again, the way it works, as soon as we have the renter's payment from them, we pay the DVC member 75% up front, and the remaining 25% is paid the day after the renter checks in. It's just, it's one way to help protect us a little bit. Never had any issues, but it's good to know that, all of the money has not already been sent. There is some sort of protection. It's protection for the renter as well, the buyer of the points. And we typically pay them, it's either PayPal or we can send them a check. We can do Zelle as well. It's not as popular to our DVC members, but if they prefer Zelle, we can pay them with Zelle as well.
So I do have one question, and maybe I should have asked this before we started filming. So sometimes...
It always puts me on the spot. I can't wait to see where this is going.
Sometimes you do, I'm not sure what the phrase that you use, but sometimes you have like a secret room that you're saying this Saturday...
Yes.
Is that a bad thing to discuss, or?
No, that's perfectly fine. We haven't done one of those in a while. Normally do like a mystery box, a mystery giveaway. Because
there's some certain rules on that when it comes to payment. And I just, this is something that, it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, you really want to know the details on it, because I'm not even sure I 100% know the details on how exactly this goes down.
Yeah, typically when we had a mystery box, we would have a room that we're selling for much, much less than expected. And we hide what it is. It's always something a little more fun. We try not to make it one of the more...
He thinks it's fun to not know, but...
Yeah, it drives everybody else nuts. But in all honesty, people seem to really, really love it. We always try to do something fun. That's Old Key West and Saratoga Springs are great resorts, but they're not normally considered as fun as some of the other resorts. So when we do a mystery box, it's never one of those options, or it's something upgraded.
That's a shot at Old Key West.
They're great resorts, but just we never want anybody to be disappointed and sit there and go, oh, this isn't what I wanted. So we try to get it's a little more fun option, or it's a bigger room that people weren't expecting. But we do a mystery box, and we'll typically say we have a reservation, and then I'll set up a specific time. We'll say, we're going to be at 6 o'clock, follow us back here, and we'll put it out there. We'll say, here are the dates, mystery room, sleeps this many, here's the price. And in the past, it used to be the first person who paid us the $200 deposit got the room. And the problem with that is that people started knowing that that's what we would do. So as it was even being announced, we'd get 7 deposits in for $200, before we even announced the dates or anything. So all right, we have to make sure people can actually take these reservations, or it's a little more fair. So we had to switch it up a little bit, make sure that you say this, or just something else to make sure. Last time we had to do a code word. I forget it was a code word, or I changed the deposit a little bit.
Did you order the code red?
I did order the code red. Damn right I did. You need me on that wall. But yeah, that's essentially what it was. We had to switch it up a little bit. I don't think we changed the deposit. I think you have to reply back. We didn't even do a deposit because, actually we didn't do a deposit because what happened was, and people still paid us the deposits anyway. About a year or so ago, PayPal started charging you when you issue somebody a refund. So what happened is we do this great giveaway.
Don't be saying this, and people might be sending you. Don't send deposits.
Yeah,
I can see where this is going.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you exactly what happened. We did a giveaway of a Polynesian room, and it was $100 for the night, and we got 7 deposits within the first 1 minute. So we had to refund 6 of them, and it's $6 a pop or something for the actually 8. Yeah, it's about 6. It's somewhere between $6 and $8 a pop for the refund. So after we sold the room, we're like, oh, we got $30 for this room. We got killed on it because I was like, all right, we can't keep doing this because so many people just send us these deposits, and now every time you refund them, PayPal's killing us. So I think
now it's a code word. If they get the code word or something, then you tell them to make payment.
Exactly. So in the group, I said, okay, here it is. The first person who writes back, I'm making this up, we love DVC Jason, they get that. So the first person who writes that, they're on the line for it, they're supposed to be booking it. And if they decide that they can't take the room, we'll go to the next person. But that way, instead of sitting there going, who gets us the deposit first, it cut the people out who are just jumping the gun to try to give us the deposit because they know what's coming, and it helps prevent us from
And at the mystery box time, that's when you actually give the dates too, right?
Once we post online, mystery box, it's going to be these dates, sleeps 5 plus an infant.
Oh, okay.
And then once they book it and they get the room and they pay us, then we tell them what the room is. It's a big surprise, and everybody typically loves it. I mean, it's one of those things that I wasn't sure how people were going to take to it, not knowing, but people got really, really excited for it. Again, I post these a lot of times they're last minute reservations.
Is it usually just locals in that time?
I think it's a lot of locals who do it. But I mean, literally every time I do it, we get 6 deposits within within 30 seconds. You're like, wow, everybody's jumping on this. These people have no idea what it is. They know our business. They trust us. They know that we're not going to lead them astray, and they're not going to be upset by the room. And everybody's been thrilled with it. But we have not done one of those in a while. Maybe we'll have to do it sometime.
Next time you do it, the code word should be JoJo loves the food reviews.
JoJo does.
I know she's not watching anymore because it's not the food review. So I just thought I'd slip that in there now.
Very, very clever. Very, very clever. All right, so I'm gonna move on from the payments and this. Last thing I do is mention that if you're looking to go anytime in the next several months, everything is already booked solid. You've got to go to our deals page. It's DVC-Rental.com/deals. Or just go to our main page. There's deals buttons all over the place. Click the deals. All of our deals are always $22 a point, which includes the insurance per point, unless the DVC member wants to discount the room because they're trying to get rid of the points. Maybe they're expiring quickly and they're trying to reduce the price. I know some of our competition, I've seen them in the $30 to $35 per point range for confirmed reservations because they're, more desirable options. But I mean, we never charge a premium for our stays. It's the same price every time. We never want people to think that we're ripping them off or purposely trying to, gouge them. if it's a better option that's left. So we're always the same exact price no matter what, unless it's discounted. So it's $22 a point or less, including the insurance. You never have to worry about us, jacking up the price of the rooms or anything.
And if you want to sign up for the email updates on the buy and sell DVC side,
And on the DVC rental side as well.
well, we send out the emails Monday and Thursday. You can see the new listings that come in. So you're like, oh, I wonder what this is selling for. And you can see the confirmed reservations.
On
Plus,
Thursdays.
you can see the YouTube videos. Plus, you can click the button to check availability. I mean, the emails that we send, it covers everything from both sides, Monday and Thursday.
Well, the deal side we only do on Thursdays because we didn't want to bombard them too many times.
But the confirmed reservation button is on.
The deals are always there. All the brand new deals / confirmed reservations emails are only go out once a week. They go out on Thursday mornings. Because
But they're posted to the.
Everything is updated live on the websites. Everything's always there. But we essentially every Thursday morning we send out all the newest ones, or if any reservations just got discounted, we'll include them on there as well. So all the newest stuff goes out on Thursday mornings, and you can sign up for that right on the deals page.
So I do have one question going back to, you said $200 and
Deposit?
then, because you said $200 and then when the reservation is confirmed. So that's if somebody said, I'm trying to book this.
Well, yeah, what happens is when somebody's ready to book a room, so we know that, it's not somebody just like kicking tires. They've got skin in the game. It's a $200 deposit, which is only refundable if we can't get the room. It's...
Oh, okay, I
so
see
they
what you're
back
saying.
out.
It's like, I want this room.
Here's my $200 deposit.
Okay, gotcha.
And then once we secure the reservation, we send them the contract, the reservation number. They can link everything up. And at that point, the remaining balance is due within about a week, because we do have to take that money and we pay the DVC member for you.
And once they make the $200 deposit, they're going to know if they get that reservation like within 24 hours.
Typically within 24 hours. It's normally less. I mean, we send the website 24 hours, but again, it could, if it's, yeah, I mean, it's, we try our best. It's normally within 24 hours. I mean, sometimes there could be a smaller wait list. And if there is a wait list, we'll let you know that right now, we're short on Polynesian points, because that can happen. You have a run on a resort, and sometimes one resort, you'll run out of points for them. So we'll let you know if something's delayed. But typically 24 hours, more often than not, I mean, we have stuff booked within an hour or less.
Perfect.
If it's during operating hours. If you book your room at 3 o'clock in the morning, don't expect us to write back at 4 o'clock in the morning that we secured it for you.
A lot of good information.
We gotta sleep. We have to sleep.
A lot of good information on this episode today, folks. So
Exciting.
remember, go to the website if you want to see all the different, how many points each thing is. You got the payment options. You can go back to Animal Kingdom, get some food.
Yep.
And we hope to see you back next week. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if there's something particular you like, let us know, because we'll give you a shout out too.
Yeah, put in the comments if there's anything you want to see or anything you liked. Feel free to, whatever, you make fun of us or whatever you like. We look forward to seeing you guys in there.
Or if you make banners, then just let us know. See you next week.
Have a great day.